Folks, I am Saurabh Adhikari and today we'll make Kalakand. Kalakand is a traditional Indian dessert which is crumbly in nature. It's like a crumble that you find like an apple crumble, for instance, but it is milk based. This used to be my favorite dessert when I was a child, and I used to go to the halwai or the dessert shop and get a lot of Kalakand as a kid. So why wait? Let's check out the ingredients. So in ingredients, we'll use about 3 liters of milk, of which 1.5 liters we'll use to make chena or cottage cheese, and 1.5 liters to make rabdi. Sugar 175 grams. This is about half a cup of equal part vinegar, white vinegar and water. Almonds 10 to 15, pistachio 10 to 15. You can choose the dry fruits based on your preference. And cardamom powder about half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon. So let's start by making the chena or cottage cheese. I have added milk to a large bowl and I've put a thermometer here. I want to bring the milk just to a boil and then I'll turn off the heat. As the temperature of milk is rising, you will see that there is some fat which forms on the top of the milk. So we have to take out the fat when it forms, and we also should continuously stir the milk so that it does not stick on the bottom of the pan. Now while the milk is getting heated, I've prepared a setup here. So I've taken a large bowl, I'm taking a strainer and putting it here, and this is muslin cloth. This is like very thin cheese cloth. We'll use this to strain the cheese that we'll make here, and also keep some very cold, like ice cold water ready when the cheese is done. So now the milk is at boiling temperature. You see it has started boiling. I will turn off the heat. So now the milk is cold enough, and I've put my setup of the muslin cloth right beside it, and I have also a jug of water ready. And now I'll add the vinegar mixture, all of it, stir it a bit and let it sit. The milk should curdle automatically. You can add more vinegar if needed. You see, now the cheese has curdled completely. So I'll bring my muslin cloth here and carefully pour all of this mixture in here, and immediately put water. This helps to cool down this mix and prevents the cheese from further cooking. I'll just take a spoon and make sure the water goes in everywhere. I'll just take out the cheesecloth and start squeezing it. I want to make sure that all the water, most of the water, we lose. And then I'll let it sit on this for about an hour or so that it can lose more moisture. So I'm starting to make rabdi. So in a broad pan which is like thick, I'm heating milk at medium to low to medium heat, and I'll continue stirring the milk so that it does not stick to the bottom. So the goal of this is to reduce the milk to 1/4 of its volume. So currently it's 1.5 liters of milk, and I want to reduce it to about 300 milliliter of milk. So it has been about half an hour and the milk has reduced to 1/4 of its volume, so around 300 milliliters. So now I'll add some cardamom powder, and this is about half to 1 teaspoon. That should do. I'll just mix it well, and then I'll start adding the sugar. I'll add it gradually and incorporate it well. After adding sugar, the mixture becomes runny, but that's okay. We can keep stirring. And finally the remaining sugar. I'll continue cooking this for another 5 minutes before I add the cottage cheese or chena. So it has been about 5 minutes. Now I'm adding the chena. So I'll make grains out of it. I want to mash it completely. Perfect, this should do. Now I'll increase the temperature to medium and continue cooking, and I'll keep stirring so that nothing sticks on the bottom of the pan. So as you see, this has become very thick, and the way you know that the kalakand will set is when you push the mixture to the side. It shouldn't flow. Even though it's hot, it won't flow. That means it's thick enough, and we can set it. Once it gets cold, it will be thick and it will hold shape. So now I'll transfer it to the pan where we'll set it overnight. So now I've taken a rectangle pan and I've put parchment paper with butter here, and here is where we'll set the kalakand. So I'll pour, and it's so thick it's not flowing, so I'll scrape and add the mixture here. Perfect. Now I'll flatten it a bit and compress it. Again, flatten it and compress it. Perfect. I think this is how much we'll get. Now I'll take the pistachio and add it on the top. Perfect. And do the same with almonds. And I'll use as much as needed. No need to use the entire amount. Perfect. Now I'll press these a bit so that they get into the kalakand and don't drop out when the kalakand hardens. Perfect. Give the final push here so that it stops flowing. Perfect. Now this is done. I'll set it. I'll keep it in the refrigerator overnight for this to set. I'll cover it. So it has been 7-8 hours and the kalakand was resting in the fridge. So it should be ready now. And I'll slice the kalakand. It's nice and firm. And here we'll make small pieces. So we have 12 pieces of kalakand, and I can show you how it looks. So this is the side piece, and it's easiest to take out. See, this has set so well. And it is so grainy. Looks amazing. So, now Kalakand is ready to serve. This was the recipe for Kalakand. See the juicy and crumbly texture. This is how I like the Kalakand to be. So hopefully you like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And yes, if you like the recipe, do comment in the comment section.